Welcome to this video on EDI Standards with EDI Simplified. In this presentation, we will break down the three most important EDI standards used in businesses today: EDIFACT, X12, and TRADACOMS. The goal is to explain them in a simple, practical way, so by the end you will understand which one is used, where, how they differ, and which one makes sense for your EDI projects. This is a map explaining electronic data interchange and integration flow diagram. If you'd like to have a closer look, please pause the video and do so. Before we dive into specific standards, let's quickly talk about why EDI standards exist. EDI standards act as a common language between different business systems. Instead of creating a custom file format for every trading partner, companies agrees on a shared structure. This reduces error, speed up integration, and allows EDI maps to be reused across multiple partners. The most widely used standards globally are EDIFACT, X12, and TRADACOMS. Let's start with EDIFACT. EDIFACT is a global EDI standard maintained by the United Nations under UN CFACT. It's heavily used in Europe and Asia, and it's common in logistics, retail, and manufacturing. Typical EDIFACT message include orders, order response, ISNs, and invoices. Structurally, EDIFACT messages use an envelope made of segments like UNA, UNB, and UNZ, while each message type itself starts with UNH and ends with UNT. EDIFACT is very flexible, using components, elements, and configurable separators defined in the UNA segment. Next, we have X12. X12 is primarily used in North America, especially in the United States. It uses numeric transactions sets like 850 for purchase order, 856 for advanced notices, and 810 for invoices. The envelope structure is different from EDIFACT and includes segments like ISA, GS, GE, and IEA. You will usually see elements separated by asterisks and segments ending with a tilde. INSI X12 is more rigid than EDIFACT with fixed element positions, but it's very standardized and widely adopted in US-centric programs. The third standard is TRADACOMS. TRADACOMS is a legacy UK retail standard that predates EDIFACT. While it's considered outdated, it is still encountered when working with older UK retailers. Its structure is very different, using batch files and segments like STX and END. Many companies today are migrating away from TRADACOMS toward EDIFACT or GS1 XML, often using gateways or translators during the transition. Quick comparison. Here's a high-level comparison of the three standards. EDIFACT is a global and dominant in Europe and Asia. X12 is the standard of choice in North America. TRADACOMS is mainly limited to legacy UK retailers' environments. Each standard uses different message names, envelope structures, and versioning systems, but they all serve the same business purpose: exchanging structured data between companies. Even though the standards look different, the business's documents are equivalent. For example, a purchase order is called ORDERS in EDIFACT, 850 in X12, and ORDHDR in TRADACOMS. An advanced shipping notice map is called DESADV in EDIFACT, 856 in X12, or a TRADACOMS delivery message. And invoices is INVOIC in EDIFACT, 810 in X12, and ENVOIC in TRADACOMS. Understanding this equivalence is critical when working across multiple standards. Each standard has its pros and cons. EDIFACT is extremely flexible and globally accepted, but it can be complex to read and validate. X12 is very structured and predictable, which simplifies validation, but it's less flexible. TRADACOMS is simple in some ways, but it's outdated and limited in scope. The right choice depends more on your trading partners than on technical preferences. So, which EDI standard should you use? The answer is simple. Follow your trading partners. If you operate globally or in Europe, EDIFACT is usually the best fit. If your business is US centric, X12 is the standard you will encounter the most. And if you are still using TRADACOMS, it's usually a good idea to plan phase migration to EDIFACT or GS1 based formats. Versioning is another important topic in EDI. EDIFACT uses versions like D96A or D01B, often with subsets such as INCOM. X12 uses numeric versions like 4010, 4030, or 5010. Translators help bridge standardized and versions. Translators help bridge standards and versions, but it's essential to follow partners' implementation guides and validate code lists, units, and acknowledgments like control 997 or 999. When implementing EDI, preparation is key. Always request partner specifics and sample files early. Use a canonical internal format so multiple standards can map to the same internal structure. Automate testing, validations, and monitoring, and track KPIs like error rate and cycle time. Good EDI isn't just about sending files, it's about reliability and visibility. EACOM is a retail-focused subset of EDIFACT maintained by GS1. It's widely used in retail and consumer goods logistics and focus on strict product identification rules. Common EACOM message includes orders, invoice, ENVIRPT or PRIKAT. INCOM tightly integrates GS1 identifiers and code lists, making it ideal for supply chain automation. Finally, let's look at GS1 keys used in EDI programs. GTEN identifies products, GLN identifies companies and locations, and SSEC identifies logistic units like pallet and cartoons. These identifiers are often encoded in GS1 128 labels, which connect physical shipments to EDI messages like ISN or X12 equivalent 856. This enables scan-based receiving and fully supply chain traceability. Thanks for watching. If you find this overview helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other EDI focused videos. See you in the next one.